Well, as you say there, obviously all eyes are going to be on that 64-year-old shooter by the name of Stephen Paddock. He's from a nearby town of Mosquito in the state of Nevada. He does not fit the classic profile of the gunman. Normally, I've been watching a stream of American TV coverage of this in the last couple of hours, and everybody talks about that, the fact that normally these sort of people tend to be young men in their mid to late 20s, at the most in their early 30s. Certainly his age alone sets him apart. It does appear, according to police, that he was a lone wolf, but again, it's very much in the early hours of what is a developing story. The fact that, they'll need to establish, does he have a psychiatric history? Does he have any association or links with any extremist groups? What was he doing? Given the age he was he employed? Was he retired? Of course, there was a lot of attention focused on his companion, who was later found and police declared not to be associated with the shooting as well. But the shooting itself, the reason why it was so horrific and so powerful was that it was effectively an ambush. This was a man who was up on the 32nd floor overlooking the scene of this concert. It had been the closing performance for a 3-day event, and as a result could not be got to until, having said that, it was extraordinary speed by which the FBI and the SWAT teams managed to move in, but it meant he was unimpeded, and that is why so many people were shot at, were either killed or injured. And the other thing being, of course, the security, is all the security for the event itself is focused on those heading into the concert, not obviously those who were in any of those neighbouring or overlooking buildings.
Now, the US, sadly, has experienced many mass shootings, and often, for the notable ones at least, the debate on gun laws is reignited. Do you think there'll be a willingness to do something after this, the deadliest in US history?
Look, once again, here we are, Claire. How many times have you and I been on set and talked about what will the US and authorities do in the wake of yet another gun shooting or massacre? At this point, I just want to bring up some figures that I've just got from an organisation called Gun Violence Archive, which keeps a running tally of the number of shootings. And already in the first 9 months of 2017, we've had 49,479 incidents, of which more than 11,500 people were killed, and that is basically the size of a small town, and more than 23,000 people injured. It is going to thrust US President Donald Trump into yet another fresh test of his leadership. It's, however, extremely unlikely to break the impasse that stymied efforts for stricter gun control since that horrific 2012 shooting at Sandy Hook Primary School in Connecticut. But there's no doubt the president's allies and his adversaries will be looking at him very closely to see how he handles the situation. Let's not forget, as a presidential candidate, he drew widespread criticism by retweeting, or rather tweeting, to the response to the Orlando shooting, where he sort of appreciated the congrats for being right on radical Islamic terrorism. But, the other thing to keep into mind is the fact that Nevada has the most relaxed gun laws across the whole country. Its state constitution gives every citizen the right to keep and bear arms for security and deference, as well as for lawful hunting. It also allows people, and this is interesting, to buy a gun without a permit. That itself just shows you the difficulty of this issue, the fact that you're not just talking about a federal-based set of laws, but obviously every state government is going to, if indeed they're wanting to do something about tightening gun laws, are going to have to address this issue as well.